even though our eye is an amazing part of our body, unfortunately things can go wrong. And we're going to look in this video about different problems that people can have with their eyes. So, in other words, vision problems. The first one we'll look at is called cataracts. And here's a picture of someone with cataracts here in their left eye. We can see it here. And in cataracts, the lens inside the eye, remember the lens is in behind the iris, the lens becomes cloudy. Which we can see in the picture, it's like a blue, cloudy blue colour. And because it's cloudy, the lens isn't completely transparent anymore. It's more translucent. So a little bit of light can go through, but the person's vision is a little bit cloudy. And eventually, it can become completely opaque. So it can block out, the lens itself can actually block light completely. So cataracts can lead to blindness in the end. If it's only in one eye, then that person will be able to see, luckily. But sometimes people can get cataracts in both eyes, and then they'll become completely blind, if we don't come up with a medical solution. So the solution that we've developed for cataracts is to put in an artificial lens, which we can see on the person's finger here. So with surgery, we actually replace the lens that's all cloudy. So replace the faulty lens and we put in this artificial one. So now that we've invented this surgery, people with cataracts can still keep their vision. The next problem with vision we'll look at is called astigmatism. And astigmatism is something that people are born with. It's not a disease or an illness that gets worse over time, but it's a shape with the eye that's wrong. So normally the shape of the cornea, or the clear coating on the outside of the eye, normally it's perfectly spherical, perfectly round. But in people who have astigmatism, the cornea, we can see here, it's more shaped like an oval, or it's elliptical. And the problem with this is that the cornea acts like a lens to help bend the light to the eye. And if it's shaped like an oval, then this bends light in the wrong way, and the light doesn't hit the retina properly. If we look at a side-on view of the eye, then normally light will come in and perfectly be focused on the retina at the back. But in people with astigmatism, the light comes through the cornea and it gets focused in all different directions. Which means the picture that people see isn't clear like normal vision. And if they're doing an eye test, this is what people will be seeing if they have astigmatism. All their vision is cloudy. So they have blurry vision, and they can't focus on different objects. And the solution that we've developed for astigmatism is for people just to wear glasses, where the lens is shaped to bend the light back so that people can see properly. So that doesn't need an invasive surgery at all. People need to wear prescription glasses, and that fixes the problem. The next two we'll look at are two of the most common types of vision problems of all. And these are short-sightedness and long-sightedness. So firstly, short-sightedness, which is also called myopia, is where people can't focus on distant objects. And short-sightedness happens because the way their eyeball has grown as they developed, the eyeball is too long. We can see that it's stretched out in shape and it's not a perfect sphere like a normal eyeball is. And what happens to people with short-sightedness is that light comes in through the cornea and through the lens, and it's focused to the focal point, but because the eye is a little bit too long, the focal point is before the retina. So by the time the light reaches the retina, it's not quite focused perfectly, which means that the objects in the distance seem quite blurry. So distant objects are blurry. And the way we can fix this problem is by people wearing glasses that have a concave lens. And the concave lens, as we've learnt before, bends light outwards. So the light bends outwards, which means the focal point becomes a little bit longer, and then it's able to focus perfectly on the retina at the back. So the solution for short-sightedness is to wear concave lenses in your glasses, or contact lenses as well. We also have the opposite case, which is long-sightedness. And this is called hyperopia. And in long-sightedness, we can see the eyeball has developed and it's too short. And in this case, when light comes in, it doesn't have time to be bent inwards yet, and it doesn't quite hit the focal point. And this means that close objects appear blurry to people who have this condition. So they really struggle to read a book or to look at a screen without getting a headache and without things seeming fuzzy and blurry. So the way we fix the long-sightedness problem is to wear glasses or contact lenses again, but with a convex lens. And the convex lens bends light inward before it hits the eye, which helps the eye to refract the light so it hits the retina perfectly and it can focus.